Well, guys, it's 2 a.m. Monday in the morning in the West. I don't know what time it is here now. It's in the afternoon. Monday afternoon. Yeah, it's Monday afternoon. So, what is probably about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I think. Monday afternoon, already here. So, quite a few things happened. We're supposed to go to Cairo. So tomorrow morning we take off. At 2 a.m. the family takes off in a van that goes to Manila. Bunch of family, us and the family are going to Manila. We're gonna party it up in Manila for, I think, a little over a week or something, a week. And then me and my wife and my wife's sister Belle and her oldest daughter Casey were going to Dubai for like 3, 4, 5 days, something like that. I don't know. And then we were supposed to go to Cairo, just me and the wife. We aren't going to Cairo. We can't go to Cairo, guys. We made some mistakes along the way. I'll admit it, I think we made some mistakes. So my wife is not a U.S. citizen. She is a green card holder. She is a Philippine citizen. She is a Philippine citizen. She is a green card holder. She has a Social Security card in America. She pays her taxes, all this, that, X, Y, Z. She gets no government help whatsoever from the United States. She can become a U.S. citizen. She will now become a U.S. citizen. She's going to go for dual citizen. She's been dragging her feet. No big deal. We didn't think it was that big an issue. But now, a week ago, her and her sister had to go to the embassy, the Egyptian embassy in Manila, and to try and get a passport visa stamp so she could enter the country Egypt. Now, as an American, when I go to Dubai, I don't need a visa going into Dubai as an American. In Cairo, I can get an arrival visa. Once I get to the airport in Cairo, anywhere in Egypt, I go to a little kiosk, I pay $20-25, and they give me a fucking little sticker, and I take that to the immigration, they fucking look at it, put it on my passport, stamp it, whatever, I'm in the country. As an American passport holder. As a Filipino in Dubai, she had to get a pre-approval visa, which she did that for herself and her sister and my niece, her sister's daughter, oldest daughter. So they got approval, visa approval, whatever on that. They're legal to go into Dubai. I think I said that right about Dubai. I'm not sure. There's a lot of OFWs, overseas workers, and most of them are Filipinos in Asia. So they welcome. The Middle East welcomes, and Asia welcomes the Filipino people, pretty much. Unfortunately, Cairo does not. Egypt. So they went to the embassy last Monday, and the Egyptian embassy in Manila, and she has requirements to fulfill. Well, she met those requirements, and then they say, oh, you got to have this, this, this. Fine. She calls me, told me what she needs. She did it. She went back, and then the lady says, oh, you got to have this and this and this. I'm not going to get into detail what it all is. It's all bullshit. It's to the discretion of the person at the embassy. It was not an Egyptian. It was not an Egyptian. When she came to the United States, she went to the U.S. Embassy in Manila. She says they're great. They're really good people, nice to her. United States welcomes a lot of people to the country. If they do it the legal way, and she did it the legal way. I can't say too much bad about the Philippine government. I just won't do it. But you could probably imagine how I feel about them. I tend to think they hold their people back. And I'm not going to get into detail why, but I'm pretty sure I hit the nail on the head on that one. But anyway, this lady at the embassy, she was a Filipina at the Egyptian embassy. She held her back. She said, oh, you didn't do this, this, this. And then she did it. And she says, oh, well, you got to have this and this and this. She says, oh, I got that. My wife is doing more stuff than they asked. There's no organization. Nobody gives a fuck about nothing up there. They don't give a shit if you leave the country or not. But anyway, we're on a time crunch. We're running out of time because it's Holy Month in Egypt. And the embassy in Manila is only going to be open 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. every day. And then they're going to be closed the 9th and 10th. Well, on the 14th or 15th, whatever, we're leaving to Manila. And we're going to be running around up in Manila to Baguio and Tagaytay. And we're going to be running all over up in there. And they said they cannot guarantee that she will get her stamp on time. Because then we leave on the 19th. And they can't guarantee it. They said it could take a week, 10 days, 3 weeks. And it sounds like every time she goes back there, they're gonna throw something in her face and say, oh, you gotta have this. Oh, this ain't right. Or you gotta do this. So you know what? I says, baby, you know what? Screw it. Come home. So she was up there for 2 days. She come back last week. And we had 3 plane tickets. We got a little bit of a refund on 3 plane tickets. On the other 2 plane tickets, we lost money. It's all right. We lost money on those. So on the 1-3 tickets, we were going to fly from Dubai to Qatar, Qatar home. That was our plan. Leaving Cairo, we'd go to Qatar, Qatar home. So I says, no big deal. Why don't we just fly? Why don't we just get our flights from Dubai to Qatar, because we already have flights from Qatar going to America. So we called Qatar Airlines, and they says, no. If you cancel any of those flights or skip any of those flights, the rest of them are done. You can't board the plane. You got to do all of them. And we tried to explain the situation. We're like, fine. Can we have a refund? Yeah, we'll give you a little bit of a refund. So we got, I don't know. I don't think we got our full amount back, but we got a good chunk of money back on the 3 flights. Now, the other 2 flights, we ate the cost of that. So then we ended up having to buy tickets out of our own pocket, because that refund don't come right away. That could take up to 28 days, it says. And we got emails showing confirmation they are going to refund us our money. And that's nice. I have no problem with the Egyptian government. They've been more than nice to us. The Egyptian embassy, I'm sure, is awesome. Unfortunately, I've been watching these vloggers for years around this area, Philippines. And if you go to the embassy, it doesn't matter if it's from Manila, Egypt, or whoever. A lot of Filipinas and Filipinos like to leave the country. And if you get a person that works at this embassy that doesn't like you or just is mad at life because their life sucks themselves, they're going to hold you back. It's something that they could fuck you over pretty bad. And that's what's happening a lot, is the Filipinos are getting screwed over a lot by the people at these embassies, I believe, just because of the attitudes. It's called crab mentality. Look it up. Crab mentality, guys. But anyway, so it ended up costing us about $3,000 to get back to the United States. We got our tickets. And then, I'm not going to get into detail, one of my banks I cannot access my money because of security bullshit. And I told them that I was going to certain countries and I needed access to my money. And I was on the phone for 20, 25 minutes. And I'm not going into detail. And I hung up. It's like, fuck it. So thankfully we had money elsewhere. But like I tell my wife all the time, I says, I do not like to use a debit card overseas. I would rather use a credit card. Even though we have money in the bank, I don't want to use a debit card because I was always told that a credit card company will fight for you if there's fraud. If you use a credit card, there's only so much access they can have. There's only so much information they can get. You use a debit card, you put that information out there, they got a lot of fucking information. They got access to your whole bank account. So I don't like doing that, but we ended up having to do that. Because my credit card company, I could not fucking, and it's not, they don't have an 800 number. It's not like MasterCard or something big. So whatever. It's okay. We had money. We had to do it a different way. But we were trying to find cheap tickets to get back. And so we're, instead of leaving, so when we get done in Dubai, we're flying the fuck out of Dubai, going home. No big deal. We miss out on 2 days Cairo. Who gives a shit? It's okay. And my wife's like, well, you can continue on to Cairo and do it yourself. Absolutely not. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to travel to Cairo without my wife. It's called Team Teddy, baby, I said, honey, I can't do that to you. You know, absolutely not. It would not be fun. Plus, 2 brains are better than 1. My wife's pretty smart. She keeps me calm during the fucking, I get pretty irate and irritable at some of the places, things that happen to us when we travel, especially when we're sleep deprived. When we're both sleep deprived, I got to step up to the plate and calm her down, and vice versa. And then when we both are, then we both kind of, we've been together so long, guys. When you live together for so long, you know each other real well. Not a big deal. I'm just glad we got tickets going back home. It costed a lot. It costed us. We lost a lot of money. It cost us a lot more money in the end, but who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? It's okay. It's going to be okay. So, no Cairo this year, guys, but we are going to Dubai. Like I says, it's Monday afternoon here in Legazpi. At 2 a.m., the wife and the family take off in a van ride up to Manila. Me and my brother-in-law, we're going to fly. We got an 8 o'clock flight, 8 a.m. flight. We're going to fly up to Manila. They're going to meet us in the van. They're going to pick us up. We're going to go to Baguio. It's a 4 or 5 hour journey in the van. We got the same drivers as we did last year. We hired 2 drivers, 1 van. It's a huge van. They're really professional, great guys. They're going to take us up to Baguio. We're going to party it up there, check shit out. I don't know what the wife's all got planned. I can't keep up with her. My wife plans all this shit. It's just unbelievable. So we're going to go up there. Then we're going to go back down through Manila. We're going to go to Tagaytay. There's a huge volcano. It just erupted not too long ago. Another big volcano. We're going to go there. We're going to stay in an Airbnb. A bunch of us. There's going to be like 11 or 13, 14, 15 of us. I don't know how many people are going. I can't remember. Some of the people might not show up. But we're going to go hang out, party down there. Then we're going to go back to Manila. All the family's going to stay in the van. They're going to drive back to Legazpi. My wife, Belle, and the oldest daughter, Casey, we're all going to Dubai. And we're going to party it up in Dubai for, I think, 4 days? 4 days, 3 days, 4 days, 3 nights? Fuck, I don't know. So, I'll tell you what, we've had a great time. A lot of great memories. These are very expensive trips. You know, we do these when we do these, but it takes us all year to save this money, guys. I mean, my wife works a lot, I work a lot. We save all of our money for this shit. But I tell you, it's worth it in the end. If I die broke tomorrow, hey, I'm a happy son of a bitch. At least these memories are last forever. And for the family, they'll last forever. I guess I'd just soon travel. A lot of people say travel when you're retired. Fuck. When I retire, by the time I retire, if I'm able to, fuck, I'm gonna be too old to get on these fucking planes. So, and I love driving that scooter. But no, as long as our employers keep letting us do this, we're gonna keep doing this, guy, every year, guys. We're gonna keep doing this. But no Cairo, guys. We ain't no Egypt this year. We learned a lot of lessons. My wife's she's got a fire under her ass to get her United States citizenship. She's gonna actually become a dual citizen. I do not want her to give up her Philippine citizenship. She's gonna become a dual citizen. She could have did this years ago, guys. But you know, whatever. I didn't think it was, but now she sees how important it is to have that U.S. passport. You got a lot of freedom. And I got a fucking stack of papers, guys. I ain't shitting you. At least like that at home. I got a lot of doubles, triples, quadruples of the process of getting her here, almost 10 years ago. And she's got a fucking big bag full of shit too. And I said, baby, once we get this done, we can take the paperwork, throw it in the burn barrel, and burn it all. Burn it all. So, but we learned a lot. You know, I could care less if we go to Cairo. I felt bad for my wife being in Manila, running around doing that shit. And I told her, well, why didn't you do this in the United States? Well, because it wouldn't have worked, because it would have taken her fucking 3 months of all the requirements. And we would have, it was just a shit show to begin with. It was a shit show. We didn't want to go to Cairo first because it's such a long flight. The last thing we want to do is go to Cairo and be sleep deprived when we're only going to be there a couple days. And when you're sleep deprived and you're trying to do a lot of shit in a short time, it just don't work. It just don't work. We had a lot of reasons and a lot of justifiable reasons to save that trip for last. We'll get there someday. Maybe we'll do it next year, guys. I don't know. We got a lot of shit planned for next year. But it's not a big deal. All right, Bucker out.